Hi, Kaiser Phoenix. This week was kind of boring. Then again, it is the start of October, so. This is the video blog covering the week of October 9th through the 15th. And work this week was kind of interesting in that I had a bunch of different random shifts doing all sorts of random things. Sometimes my jobs can be very varied, I guess. That sounds weird, but I was doing different stuff this week, basically, which was kind of cool, but it was in short increments of just sort of an odd feeling work week, I guess. I sort of have two and a half part-time jobs, and I started working at the new facility there for the one job, which was it was a pretty cool thing. I basically helped show a movie at one place in the morning and then another place in the afternoon, just happened to fall on the same day. The first one was actually about some projects in St. Louis, like housing projects that didn't work out so well, and they're now destroyed. But we talked about urban dynamics, I guess you could call it, how a city changes. And in the movie, there was a sign for St. Louis. It was like a population sign that said either 600 or 700,000, which is about twice what it is now, which is a very odd thing to see. But that's what happened to St. Louis and a lot of other cities. People went to the suburbs, and the urban centers just kind of crumbled. And they're still dealing with that today. The other movie that happened later on in the day was actually about, I wouldn't say it's about homosexuality in the church, but it's about the relationship of, I guess, homosexual people with religious people of the church and all that, because there are religious people that are homosexual. They do have to sort of get torn sometimes by who they are and their church's beliefs and things like that. It really kind of focused on the bishop. I don't remember what denomination of Christianity he is a part of, but he is an openly gay bishop, I believe. And if I'm wrong about what his designation is, please say something. It's kind of cool to see that viewpoint. An interesting topic. Homosexuality in the church and the fact they can coexist at the same time, because oftentimes they're different sides of the argument for whatever reason. Anyway, interesting day when it came to that. I got some writing done this week, including actually I guess I sort of wrote through a difficult section that I had sort of built up in my mind about being a uber important scene that I needed to not screw up, and sometimes when I do that, I just don't want to write. I want to write, I just don't want to screw it up. I guess that's the designation there. So I finally got through it. I can't say I powered through it. Sometimes when I write, I'm like screwing around half the time, but at the end of the day, I get through the section and it's a good writing day. So that's what's been going on with that. I'm trying to think if there's been anything else of note this week. I auditioned for something. It would have been a sort of a caroling thing, or basically a gig, you could call it, through Thanksgiving to December for about a month, and be a nice little bonus pay, a month that doesn't necessarily have all that much work in it with my two jobs, but I had fun at the tryout. It was a cool place to be. It was part of the metro I'd never really been to, downtown St. Charles, and I did not get the part. They just said they were choosing a different direction, which, that's theater, man. That wasn't what they were looking for. I'm sure I entertained them with whatever the hell I did during the audition, but say la vie. It means I can go home certain points in December and help out my parents with their activities, because they do something in December for their work that requires a lot of effort and a lot of help. So yeah, next week is just more work, I guess. Work. Oh yeah, one thing we've been doing a lot this week here at my household is playing Defense of the Ancients, or DOTA. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Defense of the Ancients or DOTA. I'm sure some of you guys have, because I'm sure some of you are slightly nerdy, like me. Defense of the Ancients basically is this Warcraft mod. It's very addicting once you get used to it, because it's I don't know how to describe it. It's just kind of 45 minutes of chaos and jumping on people and getting them. I don't know. It's hard to get into, but once you get there, you feel part of the in crowd, I guess. We've been playing a bunch of that because I have 2 roommates, and we have enough computers that we can sort of hook them all up through wireless or whatever connections and team up to play that game. It's a 5-on-5 game, so we team together. I don't know if we've never like fought each other. That would be a bad idea, I think, because I think Bill would just kick all our asses. There's a sequel to that coming out maybe next year or something like that, and I think it's getting people excited about it. It's definitely cool to see some of the heroes in that new Valve engine. Looks pretty nice. I have no idea if I'm going to get it when it comes out. But speaking of which, Christmas isn't all that far away. I should probably figure out what I want. Zelda, some sort of camera equipment. By equipment, I mean like stands or something. Something like that. I think I mentioned I got hit by a car, somebody, or my car got hit by somebody last week. That's been resolved, or will be resolved tomorrow, I guess. Essentially, I filed the claim, and the claims, I took it to an estimator, and he said it was $2,000 of damage, which is worth more than my car, and so of course my car is totaled. It's totaled, or at least the damages are worth more than they're willing to pay or something. So I'm basically going to get a check for it, and I'm just going to keep driving it because they're dense. The problem I was concerned about has been fixed, so I'm calling tomorrow. I should get a check, which will be nice, and we'll go immediately into savings pretty much. So can't think of anything else to talk about. Hope you guys are having a good time out there in the world, I guess. I still haven't seen anything new about SeaWorld. The big talk around here is that the Cardinals look like they're going to be heading into the World Series, which is funny because 2 months ago or 3 months ago, people would have been saying about how much they sucked. So I don't follow baseball, but I hope they win just so that people around here will be happy and shut up a little bit about it. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.